Okay, so today Allison wanted me to share with you some Canvas tips, tricks, and routines that will help you with your students so that hopefully they can access it in the classroom and they can also access it at home. So, what's the difference between a tip, a trick, and a routine? Tips are those things that will make it more user friendly, your Canvas course, for you and for your students. Because one thing that we've noticed is that if it's hard to set up, teachers won't set it up. If it's hard to understand, teachers won't access it. So I'll give you some tips on how to make that better for you and for your students. What are some tricks? Tricks are the things that make it easier for you. Let me just edit this really quick. And so easier to set up because we know you don't have a lot of time. And then routines are things that will help your students know what to do when they're at home. So here are some things that you can do in the classroom so that later they'll understand what to do. So a few Canvas tips. The first one is be consistent. Make your modules follow the same pattern. When they follow the same pattern, then students will know what to expect. The other thing is when they follow the same pattern, you already know the way it's going to be laid out, so you don't have to think through, okay, now I'm going to do a module on this learning objective. What do I need to do to put in the steps? What do I need to do to make it so the students can learn? Make it consistent. I'll show you an example of a course that I'm in right now. So I'm taking a course on adult learning, and you can see that module one is number one, the learning intentions. Then we have a synchronous meeting, and then we have a group activity that we need to do, and then they have a page on there that has all the recordings that they put on after the meeting. So this is the first part. Then there's the asynchronous part where there's learning, then a quiz, then learning, then a quiz, then learning, then a quiz, and all of those learnings and quizzes follow the same pattern. Then after this, then we have an activity or a discussion. That here's the prompt. I need to work on the discussion. After that, then I need an assignment, or here's the assignment that I'm supposed to do to show my learning. So here's the outline for Module 1. Module 2 is exactly the same. Learning intentions, here's the meeting information, and then the other things will be added in once the course is opened up. It's gray because this module is locked until it opens. Okay, and then we have learning, quiz, learning, quiz, learning, quiz. And then we have a discussion, and then we have an assignment. Module 3 is the exact same setup. So make it consistent. That one makes it easy for your students to know what they're supposed to do. And two, now you don't have to think about how you're going to lay it out when you're creating it. You just have to think about the content. Okay? So make sure it's consistent. People can only learn one thing at a time. So if every module or every page is different, then they have to look and they have to learn how to navigate your course. They have to learn how to navigate the page. Then eventually they might get to the content. A lot of times, if they have to learn how to navigate the page, they lose interest and then they don't navigate the content. So make it consistent. Show them in class when you're around how to navigate the page. Then when they're at home, the only thing they have to learn is the content. And then the last thing is when you are creating your course, add the content first. Add your learning intentions, add your material that they have to learn, add your quiz, then add your design later. A lot of teachers that I work with will add their content, and then they're like, oh, now I've got to make it look fancy, and they organize things, and they think through things, and they change the font, and they change, well, and then once they go to their quiz, then they're like, oh, now I've got to do this and this and this, and then they have to go back and change their content page. Create all of your information first, then if you have time, create your design. Um, Design comes last. Okay, so there are some tips on how to make the setup easier for you and for your students to be able to follow. So here's a few tricks. So the first one is look in your Canvas Commons. If you don't know what that is, on your page, you'll have right here, which is called the Canvas Commons. In here is where people can put courses, quizzes, pages, different things that they've made so that you have access to them. So let's search for computer programming. So now you see here's a quiz, here's a module, here's a whole course, some quizzes, some different things. You don't know who any of these people are that have created these. So let's go to a more reliable source. We're going to go filter. You can either filter by course or module or assignments, however you want to filter those. But you can filter by grade level and the ones that are shared with. So here's all of these. You can just do Box Elder School District. And then you can see that some of our departments have already created folders in here to share with. But we have here BYU Independent Study. So BYU has created courses that have learning intentions, quizzes, assignments, different things in there so that you can either take their information and use the whole thing, or steal their design, or steal this module or this quiz, or however you want to do it. They are aligned with the core standards for your grade. You just click on this. Now we're at computer programming and we have computer science. And you can see the grade span that they're in. And they have, I think I counted, and they're at over 100 courses. So you can do this. UEN has created some things. These are more templates, so you might not be able to see those as well as you would like, but here's all of them. When you click on them, let's go to a course, and it will load, and it'll say, oh, there's 33 modules. You can click on them, preview them, import them. There's a bunch of assignments and pages and quizzes. So this will be the information that you need. There's some details and some updates that they've made. So this is one way that you can make it easier for you. Just borrow somebody else's that's created it. Okay. The course setup checklist. If you want to know if you've already done all the steps that need to have the framework of a Canvas course, go over here in any course that you have, course setup checklist. It'll run a checklist to see if you have things. So add students. This course that I have doesn't have any students. Add TAs. I don't know how to do that. Click on it. It'll give you a link right to how to do these things. So this is a very basic, here's how you make sure that it's ready to go. The last one on here is your course published. So you click on that, it'll tell you, oh, do you want to publish the course? Okay. So that's an easy one right here, course setup checklist. And then in your agenda, you will have the course evaluation checklist. And this is a more advanced. It tells you here's beginner, intermediate, and advanced course setup things. And there's links to how to do those things. I will put that in the room that you're navigating through. I will also, or that's also on the agenda. So if you need to refer back to it later. So there are some tricks to make it easier for you. The last one is routines. If you want your students to do it outside of class, you need to give them experience inside of class. And so take them into your Canvas page and say, let's go to module 1. Let me walk you through what's in each module. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now I want you to go through and I want you to learn what you're supposed to learn, learning objectives. And then I want you to learn your material. So watch a video, read the page, whatever you need them to do. Then I need you to take a quiz. And you're going to do that in class. Because if you don't do it in class, they're not going to do it outside of class. Now, if you do it in class, are you going to have 100% success rate outside of class? No, because when you do things in class, you don't have 100% success rate. If you want everybody to participate, our goal is 80%. But if you do it inside of class, outside of class, you have more success. So do that. Take time to show them how to navigate it. Now, if you do it once, you have a little bit of success. But if you do it more than once, then your success goes up when they're outside of class. So find a reason to use Canvas once a week in class. Hey, today we're going to take a quiz. So go here. Here's the module. Here's the information. Take the quiz. Here, we're going to do some reading. We're going to do some group work, whatever you're going to do. But do it inside of Canvas once a week. Because if you do it in class, they'll do it outside of class. An example, I have a fifth grade daughter who has missed school because of COVID reasons. And when I get home or when she's at home working, we can say, open your Chromebook, go to Canvas. Do you know what to do? Yeah, I know what to do. I know that there's going to be a math assignment. I know that there's going to be an English assignment. I know there's going to be a Spanish assignment. And so she goes through that. Now, with that, she understands what a completed assignment looks like and how to check if it's been submitted correctly. Why? Because she's done it in class. She knows what the expectation is if she takes a quiz. Oh, I only got 80%. I know that my teacher wants me to get higher than 80%, so I'm going to take it again. Why? Because in the teacher's classroom, my daughter does Canvas at least once a week. So please, do Canvas at least once a week in your class. It can be 5 minutes, it can be all day, it can be whatever, but have them log in, have them go to Canvas, have them do an activity. Because if they feel comfortable in your classroom, they'll feel comfortable at home. Okay, so there's your tips, tricks, and routines to help Canvas be more successful. Now, once again, will it be 100% successful? Probably not. But will it be more successful if you do these things than it was before? Absolutely, it will. Okay. The last thing I want to show you is how to sync Canvas Gradebook into Pinnacle Gradebook. Now, I know some of you are already doing this, but maybe some of you aren't. So I'm going to show you this quick little tip on how to do this. So I am in my Canvas course. I go to grades. And in here, we'll populate all of your assignments that you've done and all of the people that are in your course. I don't have any people in this course. Okay, but I click on Actions, Sync to SIS. And right here, we'll pull up all of the assignments that people have submitted. And I can click in the green box, do I want to sync this one, and this one, and this one? You can sync the ones you want. You can sync one if you want. Okay, and then post to grades. Now what will happen is in Pinnacle, it will create an assignment, and it'll import all of those grades that the students have done in Canvas. You don't have to type in all of them. You don't have to have one page open here and one page open here. And no, it'll do it for you. Now, if you update your grade in Canvas and you hit post grades, it will update your grade in Pinnacle. So use it. It's very easy. The only requirements with that is that you have to do it in a district created course. If you have cross-listed your courses, that's fine. It'll work. But you have to do a district created course. So that will work. Teachers email me and say, hey, this has saved me hours of work every week. So it'll save you time. Okay. Now, I will take this lesson. I will put it on the agenda so you have access. So if you forget, you can review it. Also, this video, I'll put that on there too.